Hey guys, Abram here back again with another video, and today I have actually a really interesting video topic here, and it is Spirit Halloween's, prototype or scrapped theme ideas and designs from the past years, and this year actually. Before we get into the video though, I would like to, give a shout out to Uncle Charlie's Underworld Circus, I believe is what the name was. He was the one who actually found these images and designs. Now, I'm not 100% sure that these are actually real. I'm pretty sure they are, though, because these images look very realistic, and I'm pretty sure these are actually real. I'm not sure about the design ones, though, but even if they're not real, I do want to talk about it and see what the themes could have been. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So first off, what we have here is the entrance to Reaper's Island, aka the theme for last year, 2020. This is the, prototype version of it. There is a few subtle changes, such as the rock wall, that holds up the banner. The banner looks to be more orangey looking. I don't know, that could just be me. There's a few more crates on the ground, and the most noticeable one is that there is a fence on the side for some reason, where I believe the butcher would have been. And there's also no flames or skulls on it, or a grass theme, or grass on the ground or whatever. So there are a few notable differences. Not necessarily a heck of a lot though. And for the back theme for 2020, this is where things get a little bit more interesting. So this is an actual photo of the back theme itself, taken, I believe, from the flagship store, probably before the store actually opened. As you can see here, we have Puncture Pete in the back instead of the front theme, and we have Krampus as a main animatronic instead of a filler animatronic, like he was last year. But the biggest difference is, of course, that this theme was going to be a walkthrough. I have no idea what made them change it, probably just coronavirus guidelines or whatever. But yeah, it was going to be a walkthrough, and so yeah, that actually seems really, really interesting. There's a lot of neon lights inside of there, and it would have been pretty cool to see what it actually would have looked like on the inside. And here is a somewhat of a front view of the Reaper's Island Jack's Cave thing. As you can see, it has more of a lava texture to it. It has the same kind of concept, but there are some differences. As you see, we have the Harvester, Angeline, and Mommy's Favorite there. And of course, Krampus on the side. And the exit to the little haunted house. So yeah, not too much to say about this one. It definitely is a different shape as what we actually got. And this would have been so much cooler than what we actually got. Because I feel like last year's theme could have just been so much better than it was. But yeah. Alright, so these next images are actually images of what was inside of the haunted house, or the Reaper's Island cave, whatever you want to call it. So these are actually really interesting. Pretty much what this is TV screens that look like lava, which I'm pretty sure there was a theory or some kind of rumor that there was supposed to be TV screen lava things for last year. Of course, we never got those. It would have been cool to at least see those on the theme, how we had for this year, but we just never got those. It's fine though. And as you can see, they have that rock wall with the skulls, and it looks very, King Kong Skull Island-ish. I'm not exactly sure what kind of scares would have been in here, but it still would have been really, really cool to walk in there and just see the whole thing. And here's what I believe to be the end of the walkthrough, because there is the exit there. This is a neon lighted area, and as you can see, there is that artwork of Jack the Reaper peeking out of the cave, which we did get last year, but just not in the exact same spot. But it does have a black light on it with his green eye glowing, and it looks really, really cool actually. I can tell that they were gonna go all out last year with the haunted house. Unfortunately though, as we all know, they didn't do the haunted house, but it still would have been cool to see them go all out for this, and even up their game since 2019, because 2019 was a super cool year, and I think it would have been cool if they were to actually up their game. So this is an interesting one, and this one we actually saw in one of the blueprint things for 2021. It was kind of hidden in the theme itself. This is the layout for the Halloween Jack's Cave thing. So as you can see here, it was a lot bigger than usual, and it kind of like wrapped itself around like the main show area, or whatever you want to call that area, like the main display itself. It kind of wrapped itself around that, and it was awesome looking in my opinion. As you can see here, if you look at the words and stuff and the visuals, there is a lot of different effects that like years didn't have before then. And apparently there was supposed to be some kind of like TV on the ground, if you look and see. So that was probably supposed to be like a lava effect on the ground or whatever. There was supposed to be some kind of wind effect. I don't really know what that means. It would have been really cool to see this. And there was also supposed to be various blacklit mountaintops. I guess you can see like the top of the volcano or something like that. This is super interesting to see, and especially in color too. I just wish that we could have actually seen this in person. I know I said that a lot in this video, but last year's theme was just a bit of a letdown, especially compared to 2019's theme and this year's theme. And I just think that they should have probably kept the haunted house at least, or done something similar to it. And something else that we have for 2020, another concept or prototype, was supposed to be like this skull aisle thing. I'm not exactly sure what theme this was supposed to fit into. I'm pretty sure this is actually a 2020 theme, but this looked awesome. The lighting on it, the skeletons, just everything about it looked so good. I wish that we really could have seen this in one of the two themes at least. This was just super scary looking. I don't know. I really can't describe it. I don't know why they took this out, because it is definitely the coolest thing I've ever seen related to the Reaper's Island theme so far. Just everything about it is awesome. And for another concept, we have the front theme for the Reaper's Island. And as you can see, there's not too much different about it. One of the main differences, though, is, of course, the like rockiness of it and stuff. We still have like the little aisles of the village huts, but they do look a little different. There's more bamboo on them, and there's also more dark rock than there was last year, and apparently there's some kind of like altar thing going on, and there just looks like a lot more spaces for more props, which is really interesting. So maybe we could have gotten more props last year, because I think last year we did have a lot of props. I think even more than this year. But yeah, so it definitely does look cool. I think it does look better than what we actually did get. But yeah. And I believe this is the last image I have for the 2020 theme. And this is a really cool theme. This is actually taken in like the flagship location, I believe. And this pretty much confirms that they did have the Beetlejuice animatronic ready last year. But of course they didn't give it to us. They gave us like Krampus instead for the new prop. But they did actually have a confirmed Beetlejuice, which is just really interesting of why they didn't go ahead and give it to us last year. I have no clue why. As you can see here, though, he's standing right next to Jack Straw in the front theme. It's the same one, too. He's on the tombstone. The clothing is very similar. Yeah, this is a really interesting photo. So now we're on to photos for this year, 2021, the Halloween Factory. So this first photo is not actually that big of a difference than what we got. The only really main difference is that, you know, the animatronic placement is for sure different. So we have Beetlejuice and Pennywise on the same side now. Harriet Hustle is now on the, I guess, edge of the theme rather than the middle of it. And we actually do have Headless Jack in the theme. So yeah, that is really interesting to see. Also, the colors kind of are a little bit different, and there's apparently chimneys on the actual factory, which I'm not sure if that was actually there this year or not. So yeah, not really too much to say about this little thing, because this is very similar to what we got. This next design, now again, I'm not sure if these are actually real or if Uncle Charlie Underworld Circus designed these. But this is like a pumpkin carving factory thing, solely based on pumpkin carving, which is kind of what we got. But this one does look really cool too. This one looks more rustic looking, more abandoned in my opinion. And of course you still have like the little walkthrough to go into. And I'm not really sure why they, if this is real, I'm not really sure why they would change it, because I think this does look really cool. I'm not sure if I like it more than the actual theme itself though, that we did get. But I think it does look super duper cool and kind of more scarier in my opinion. Of course, Jack over here is holding a knife in his hand, which is a big reason to make me think that this was not designed by Spirit, because Spirit is just trying to tone down things a lot, and I don't think Jack holding a knife would be family friendly to them anymore, especially with the blood looking thing around the pumpkin carving sign. So yeah, but it's still a very cool design though. And this design, this is another one that I'm not sure if it's made by Spirit or someone else, but this design is of the Halloween factory, I guess before they put on the like actual building itself. This again is very similar to what we actually got, but it is still cool to see like the inner workings of the factory itself. One thing I have noticed is that there is a lot more skulls on this one than we actually did get, and a lot more pumpkins too. As you can see, the little lanterns are instead pumpkin jack-o'-lanterns, which is actually a really cool concept since this whole like factory is based around jack-o'-lanterns. So this next one so far is probably my favorite one of all like the concepts, I guess, or prototypes. I believe this one was supposed to be for 2017. I forgot exactly what the 2017 one was called, or I think it was called the Spirit Hollow, actually. Spirit Hollow Bridge. I'm pretty sure this is for that one because it's a forest theme. It has like a bridge in the middle of it, but I do like this better than what we actually got in 2017. It just looks a lot more bigger. It looks a lot more abandoned, scarier, and the props in it are actually kind of interesting. We obviously have a different version of, I believe, Forest Demon and another like zombie groundbreaker thing, and that's kind of all we get to really see. And I don't know, it just looks really, really interesting. I would have loved to see this in person. It just feels more environmental, like there's a lot more going on with it. So yeah, I definitely like this design. Next up here is definitely an older one. I'm not sure what year this was. And I'm pretty sure this is a canceled prototype theme, though. This is pretty much I guess, like a miniature little theme advertising a couple animatronics. And I guess you can, like, walk through it or something. And I'm not entirely sure what the whole deal was with this one. I'm sure it wouldn't have made much of a difference if it was canceled or not. But it is still cool to see what could have been. They do have a couple props, like the caretaker, I believe is what his name was. I'm not exactly too sure what his name was. I do know that he was an older prop, though, and I can just tell by the background that this definitely was years in the past. And as you can see, there is a Lawn Scares sign, which is an older Spirit Halloween sign. Now for a more somewhat recent year, and that is the 2019 Spirit Halloween boat. I forgot what the exact name of it was. Anyways, this is, I guess, like the prototype design for the boat, and it is extremely different than what we actually got. I believe this one was probably bigger than what we actually got, although I'm not too sure. Because the boat that we got was huge, actually. But, of course, you can see here, they're more like, I guess, in their own little displays rather than being on top of a huge boat. So, yeah, some of the more noticeable differences is that Dahlia and Eddie are actually in the front theme, along with Cocoon Corpse in its own little area right there. Of course, the biggest difference, though, is that the Arctic Dragon is now a fiery red dragon, which I kind of like better, to be honest. It fits more of the Halloween vibe. But Arctic Dragon wasn't the biggest seller or anything like that, so, you know, it doesn't make much of a difference. But it's still a really cool design. And up next is one of the more interesting ones. I'm not too familiar with this one. I don't know if this was one in the past, because that is an older animatronic from on the screen right there. But this one, I believe they call Radioactive from, I guess, the title or whatever. I don't know if this one's just like a design that somebody made. But either way, it looks really, really cool. And I would love to see this type of theme in Spirit Halloween. It just looks so, so cool and so detailed. And I can definitely see this being some kind of like zombie apocalypse type of theme going on. It does appear to have like a little walkthrough in it, and yeah, I just think this is a really cool and creative idea or design. Anyways, guys, that'll do it for this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me if you've known these existed in the past, and tell me if you think some of these designs are actually made by Spirit or made by a fan. Anyways, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.